Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the video, welcome to the showcase. Today, well, because we're having a fantastic day. Today we're doing a mukbang. So excited. We got the beautiful. I was napping because again, big day, a lot of work. But we just woke up early enough to just enough to see the sunset. Sorry, I just woke up, so I'm a bit tired. The air is looking quite good today. Again, this is phenomenal. Look at this shit. I hope that you can see it. It's funny because with the nature corn, kind of noticing that a sun reflecting on the cloud, the tower, is actually prettier, or it looks better. It looks better than. It does look better than a normal sun. This morning was one of the best. Planning the tower. Today we got some leftover of KFC chicken. Actually, just kidding. This is my mom that made that fried chicken. She made it because she know I like fried chicken. And why are we using a KFC box? Some people would say clickbait. Some people would understand that this is the subject of the day. Perception. Perception is such a wonderful thing. You're seeing the holy shit. Look at this. This is amazing. Pink lemonade. Some of the best Crystal Light out there. So see, perception is one of my favorite subjects because all my life, right? We're starting right away. We're gonna be eating Baba ranch sauce because I just love it. And it was free for it. So fucking good. So fucking good. See, one of the subjects that I love because in my life I've been on this almost supernatural quest to figure out the good and the evil or the bad. See, it's been a while, so. I'm gonna make some good chicken. And then you realize that, well, true goodness, true kindness versus true evil versus true people being mean. Being mean is part of life. Nothing is as it seems. And it opened my eyes to the true subject. It's more about perception than it ever was about being kind and mean. What is perceived as a that's so good. Evil and good. Why do we think the chicken? Other people are more likely to click on the video, right? I love this. It's so good because it's KFC. It might see, oh wow, mom fried chicken isn't as interesting. Some other people, they'd be the other way. Wow, his mom cooked some fried chicken, that's interesting. To me, I don't know what I would click. I'm a weird guy. I often click on a video because of the content creator versus the content. The other that I like, for example, watching a lot of Cemento Scan lately. And he talks about something I don't give a shit about. He's reacting to something I don't care about. Ready to Catch a Predator. To Catch a Predator was a great show. It instilled how can I say that? It was a great show because it made people be fearful. Oh, I'm gonna get caught, so I shouldn't be doing this. And even though your reason for not doing something that is purely and morally wrong shouldn't be like, oh, I might get caught by playing the tower. Your reason should be like, this is not okay. I shouldn't be doing this. At least this show made people worried. And then you realize that, okay, well, it showcased a lot of the terrible stuff that happened. Tactic use, website use. You understand that a lot. And it gave birth to a lot of content creators. Live Italy today, and one of the ex-big YouTuber, is doing that. One more thing, it's weird that they react to it because, first of all, you're giving a show that. So, it's weird. Chris Hansen has done a. This is the best part of the chicken cartilage. Been doing a new show out of for pedophilia. But then a lot of people are saying this show is fake. Right? And what sucks is that we're giving power to this guy who may be faking something. So, I'm going to come back to the YouTube. For a while, YouTube was all about pranks, doing pranks on people. And then you realize that the prank, you were like, wait a second, this is fake. But it got more views, so they faked it, they fake it. Same with a social experiment. And why am I talking about that? Well, it's directly the subject of today. Perception. Now, someone believe in perception is, doesn't really matter what's true. What's important is what we believe. Very, very different. You see? Here. What if I lied to you? What if I just lied to you? See, there was sunset, but this is actually sunrise. How would you know? You wouldn't. The perception is, okay, this guy, and that's it. This is how crazy it is. I know I'm gonna sound crazy, but the only reason you know it's sunset, well, the only reason is because I told you. But if I didn't tell you, logic would be like, well, I'm not gonna eat fried chicken for breakfast. Right? That is your only way of knowing. But coming back to YouTube, that perceive reality, that perceive, oh, this is true, hurt things because by faking things, we're seeing a lot of that with Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, king of YouTube, the guy with the most subscribers on YouTube, the king. There's a lot of good in the world, right? Am I saying his videos are fake? I don't know. You know what I know? You know what I know? You know what I can guarantee? Is by having people seeing how successful Mr. Beast is, they'll copy. And by copying this, it's not because that Mr. Beast himself isn't faking his video, that the people that copy him are going to fake it. Now, what is the harm of faking things? Well, it's your perception. And it's so weird. It's so weird because if I'm perceiving a lot of things that are fake, then my whole perception is gonna be affected, right? And I'm like, dude, this is true, but I cannot believe it because I've seen so many fake shit lately. Now, what is the problem of that? Because seeing is believing, right? I'm seeing the news, I'm seeing social media. Might be true. What if the media were bad? What if the radio was bad? What if the This information you had. But that's the scary thing with perception. That's a very scary thing. See, for example, on YouTube, I'm gonna point YouTube because it's the platform I know the most about. Let's say I'm giving news, right? And the news, there's nothing that happens, right? And I'm watching Kenny versus Penny right now, and the episode is perception, where the guy, he says, "Hey, mama." Well, the guy, he says, "Okay, well, I'm gonna have a fake celebrity. I'm gonna pretend like it's, you know." The problem with that is you don't know what's real anymore. If your only source of media, your only source of information is possibly fake, allegedly, fake, then what do? Well, your view of things is fucked because your media, your information given is fake. However, one thing is gonna save you. What's that thing? Perception. If you're smart enough, if you have enough of living, you're gonna say that, okay, well, what I'm perceiving is true or not. For example, somebody that lies to you, right? You see them. Like, wait a second, I know you lied to me. How do you know that she's lying to you? Or she's lying to you? Well, there's a couple of things. They usually lie. There's another thing, you don't trust them. Third thing, doesn't make much sense. Or maybe you're just aware enough to say, hey, there's something about what he's saying, there's something about what I'm understanding, my perception, my reality not being true. Perception is fantastic. How I view a problem. Today's raining, what I can do. I was planning to make a video, well, I'm gonna make another video, right? And it's so nice that no matter what, we're gonna have a way of distinguishing the truth. And maybe you're wrong, but the fact that you have a perception, one of the things that I've been learning recently is critical information. And that's university, college stuff. So what is critical information is I'm being presented that a apple. I'm being presented information that I'm putting together I can understand. Now, I'm lucky enough to be talking French and English. When I was working with the Romanians, critical information tell me, hey, this word is similar to what I have in French. It might mean this. You understand? Critical information and perception. Even the perceived knowledge of somebody. This person is very knowledgeable. We can see someone and think they're fucking stupid. But then you enter a subject and they super smart. If you're gonna look at autistic people, I'm following this autistic person, right? And they have a really hard time in everyday life, and they have this really hard, they have the really hard time with common things like doing the grocery, doing dishes, getting dressed up. But the craziest thing is they're gonna listen to a song, and they'll be able to listen to it once, and being able to actually redo it. There's a movie, The Rayman. Again, looked crazy, looked like a dumbass. However, when you put him in front of like a mathematical equation, super smart. You see, even I saw this YouTuber really sad. Really sad. They were doing a show of what would you do, right? And the person has cerebral paralysis. Your body, your muscle don't work properly. So when you talk, it looks like you're You have a delay, an intellect delay. Let's say retarded, but you're perfectly normal. So people, they saw that, like, dude, you're slow. I'm not gonna help you because you're slow. These people are super smart. These people have a lot of knowledge, and it's not because, and it's coming to perception. This person has a deficiency. It's gonna be hard to help somebody normal. I'm not gonna help them. Even want to go further than that. Even if you perceive your life as, well, at least I have to do a good thing a day, right? And I meet somebody with cerebral process, right? And you're like, well, I have to do something good today. I could help this person. Or I'm going to find another way to help somebody that's going to be easier. That's where it leads us. But it's such of a challenge. Where does this "I can't do that" come from? Where does this "well, this is too complicated for me" come from? Past failure will make you understand that there are things that you cannot do. The opposite is the same. I'm able to jump really far. I'm able to jump farther than the people that I know, right? Or I'm running faster. My perception of my physical ability is that I'm absolutely better than other people. Then again, my perception comes to play in this very situation. However, when I was put next to a athlete, what if I was put to work against somebody that really knows their stuff? My perception would be I could beat them. The reality is, see, perception is so fantastic, and critical information is so fantastic. I love this. One of my favorite subjects. See, it all started when I was my early 20s, so 10 years ago. We're gonna be, fuck. I was lying. I was manipulating. And the worst is, again, I'm sorry, you shouldn't do this. I perceived myself, I convinced myself that I knew better. I could lie to a person. I will always remember this. I will always remember this. There was this girl. I was working in a cafe, right? I was working in a cafe, and this girl was serving a customer. The customer spoke English, and she didn't speak English. So I come in, I speak English to the customer, and the customer is pissed because, dude, it's like we're supposed to speak both French and English here. I was not normal that I cannot get served. I demand to be served, and I convinced the customer, like, listen, I'm here right now. I'm gonna serve you. Don't worry about her. I'm gonna be serving you. Now the reality is the customer was an asshole. Right? I don't know if he had a bad day. I don't know his reasoning for being so mean to my coworker, but he was an asshole. Doesn't matter. I took care of it, right? Then the girl felt bad after. She felt very defeated. She believed that she did something wrong. The reality is she did something wrong. Like, when she sees somebody that speaks another language, she should go and help. The only reason that I help is because I heard the customer screaming. And I knew that she didn't speak English. And I said, wait, the guy's screaming in English. She doesn't speak English. Something is wrong. And then she comes to me and she's like, well, Ink, did I fuck up? Now, the reality is, you should have asked somebody, not even me, ask somebody to help you. Nothing wrong with asking for help. But I understood that she felt like she messed up, and I felt bad because if the customer was an asshole, it's not her fault. The customer had a bad day, it's not entirely her fault. Maybe she didn't have a situation, but it's not her fault. So I lied to her, and I made her believe that she did good, that the customer wasn't angry at her, it was angry at himself, and he said that all this time he spoke French, but he didn't, and he was pissed. And then for the rest of the day she was smiling. Now I lied to her. That smile was fake. In my perception, I help somebody, I did something good. But the reality is I enable somebody to not improve, knowing that they're working with people and this situation might happen again. Now, this is also a white lie, right? We tell children that the tooth fairy is gonna take out your tooth and she's gonna give you money. Why? It's because for a kid, losing your teeth, it's fucking crazy. I'm losing teeth, dude. What's going on? Am I sick? Am I gonna die? But by having this belief that the tooth fairy, it's fun. It's fun. I don't care about if I lose my teeth. I may see the tooth fairy, and that's all that matters, because I believe in something, and that's my perception. My perception of losing a teeth has become positive versus negative. I'm not losing a teeth. I'm selling, or giving a teeth to the tooth fairy. And the craziest thing is, try to look back at the reason why the tooth fairy was collecting fairy. Doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Did it need to make sense? Did it need to? And the answer is no. Perception is such a complicated concept because, again, what is... It's a tough subject. It's really tough because I'm pushing the fact that fuck. It's really hard because you're like, the truth may be wrong. My perception isn't wrong. So what I do, I have to believe somebody that I think that is true, or what the media are telling me. So we're talking about exporting information versus exporting information versus importing. No, exporting, importing information, right? And you choose to believe what you want. Now, luckily, in your perception, you have friends that you can trust. The simple concept of trust is based on perception. I perceive you as a friend. I perceive you as somebody that I can trust. I perceive you as somebody that has been doing some good and wishes to do good to me. That is perception. A relationship is based on the perception of I could work with this person. It could work. It's the simple fact that you're happy, the simple fact that you're in love, is affected by your perception. Do I should I date this girl or no? Why would I date this girl? Well, I perceive her as mean, and it's so cool. And it's so cool because I had a date with a girl, right? And the girl, to me, she was really fucking nice. And her friend was saying, "Oh, she's so nice. I'm so happy that she found a dude." And there was one instance where she was rude to a waiter. Now, the reality is the waiter was wrong. The reality is she was Muslim, and the waiter brought her pork. It wasn't pork as a meat. It was a reduction, something like that. And if you look at the menu carefully, it's written pork, right? So she was a bit wrong, but she didn't tell him that she was Muslim, and she didn't say that she couldn't eat pork. The guy brought her pork, and then I was looking at the menu because she decided to date. She knew the place better than me, right? And I did watch. I watched a couple of the menu item, and I saw that there said pork. I knew she was Muslim. Like, wait a second, there's pork here. Like, what? And she starts screaming at the waiter, right? Now, the reality is she should have known there was pork because she's the usual there. But the waiter, he didn't know she was Muslim, right? The waiter should have said, "Hey, listen." So, for example, if you're going to a restaurant and there's nuts and allergic. Well, it's hard. The waiter didn't know. Now I understand why she's mad, because she's been eating pork in a religion that's very wrong, and she's been eating pork a lot because, again, she's a usual there, and she was mean to the waiter. I understand that she wasn't really mad at the waiter himself, but she was mad at the situation. Now, the fact that she treated the waiter wrong, she was always nice to me. She was always nice to her friend. You can see that she was a kind person, but because she was mean to the waiter, my perception was like, she's not really nice. She's being nice to me because she cares, but if I was a random dude, she'd be mean. And you want to see the value of somebody? See how they act. Not with you, but in general. If somebody is constantly doing mischief and they're not doing it to you, they're possibly your friend, but they're not a good friend. I think the perception also falls upon the general good versus evil. A comment I've been through my whole life. My perception allowed me to understand that this something was bad, something was good, right? That's crazy. We're almost done here. Almost done. I got 2 more pieces. The sun is going down. Hurry up, Inky. But it's just something that fascinates me. Even religion, based on perception. Now, tell me, the fuck do you mean? Take it back. No. You go to church. You go to a mosque. The preacher, you talk about the passage of the Bible, the passage of the Quran, the passage of the Torah, understand? What it means to them, what it means to, what is your understanding? Perception is at the very core of our being. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell a story to 2 people, and they both have a different understanding. And that to me, this is incredible. Information is the same. The reception are different. You might come into that. Critical information? Maybe. Their personal experience. See? I've been watching a lot of, I was watching a documentary on Islam. But for somebody that is used to do the Ramadan, it's easier. Think about somebody that convert to Islam. That's the Ramadan, it's hard. There's a perception that's a lot. Remember when you're a kid? That's one of the most beautiful stories. You're Canadian, right? In Canada, it's snow in the winter. You remember those fucking huge mountain of snow coming up to here from you, right? And you're like, dude, this is insane. There's so much snow. No, you're shorter. And because you're shorter, it appears to be more than what it is. Now, this is your perception. As an adult, comparison, you're older, right? I was watching a clip of Jacksepticeye. Again, one of the big of YouTube, and he was talking about somebody wrote a message. I miss the old Jacksepticeye. Jacksepticeye said something very smart. He said, "You don't miss the whole me. You miss the feeling of watching me back then. You miss how life was back then. You associate me with good moments. That's your problem." And what I love the most about perception, what I love the most, it's also this. If it's true, right? There's a truth that happened. 1 plus 1. The truth. 2, you're right. Right? But then the truth is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Your perception, this is based on a fact. Your perception is what's going to change. Perception is able to evolve with you. That's why to a certain degree, perception is better than truth. Because perception evolves with you. Now, I have 2 pieces of chicken. A thigh and chicken. You'd say, well, there's 2 pieces. Right? Are they 2 equal pieces? No, they're 2 pieces. You take cookies. Cookie and cookie. They're the same. One of them is homemade, one of them is factory made. They're both cookie. But in your perception, the one made is better. See? Truth is so boring. The truth is boring. Your perception is different. See? My favorite class was history in high school. And now you tell me, bro, it's not based on perception. Well, depends. See? My teacher, one of my good teacher, a man that really changed my life. One of the first non-family role model in my life. He had a fascination with the Roman Empire. We'll talk about Alexander the Great. We'll talk about Alexander the Great. We'll talk about Theseus. We'll talk about Battle of Troy. Right? He was a fanatic. Now, admittedly, the guy was flawed as fuck. The guy was flawed as fuck as a teacher. He was not a good teacher. Talking about the Greek Empire, amazing. Talking about the Industrial Revolution. Talking about the invention of electricity. They're talking about the invention of different things in life. Boring because he didn't make it. He didn't make it interesting. Now, perception-wise, I'm seeing the Greek Empire as something that's more interesting because the teacher may put in more effort to explain that than to explain something else. Understand? That's my perception. This is due to my past experience at school of understanding that this subject is more interesting. I had a good teacher, right? Plus, history is a perfect example for the next subject. Storytelling is very important. What is the characteristic of a good liar? Storytelling, communication. What is the characteristic of a truth teller? Same. Good storyteller. But the reality is, one of them is telling you the truth, one of them is lying. And they're both giving you the good speech. It's up to you to it's up to your perception to understand who's saying the truth. Now, my issue is, can I say the chicken? What is the difference between perception and perspective? I don't know. For me, it's similar, but there's a difference. I love this. My mom made some good chicken. Almost done. Didn't let go up. I love the game. We're doing good too. 8.58 billion. See, perception is the base of everything. If you're from the channel, you saw me playing this game in the tower. My favorite game, possibly ever. Now, today there was dramatic, right? So this is a game. This is a game that was developed, right? But it's a game. It's a game that don't need skills. It doesn't need. It needs nothing. It needs a bit of strategy. That's it. Now, when I talk about this game, it's a very small game, and the developer are very involved into the community. Look at the Discord. They have this ranking, right? They have this tournament, and then the top class of tournament is champions. Now, in the top 5 of the champion was this dude this dude, because he was so good, had a role in the Discord. He had a special role. He could write some guides. He could write some guides. And this other guy is really negative, right? On the Discord, there's a wish list. What do you want to see in the game? And the guy is being very negative. Like, this guy again. So the top 5 player kind of made fun of the guy who was very negative. And one of the guides, so there was a complaint about that, and the dev says, well, you cannot put a joke about somebody in Discord. And the reality is, you're right, you should be able to put it. However, there also not a lot of people that complain about that guy being negative, and there's no consequences. So this guy who really worked towards building the community, really helping, who got disciplined, who got consequences to act, right? And what he did was not okay. You shouldn't make fun of somebody else, right? But if that person is constantly pissing off other people and is being constantly a bad influence on Discord, and it's a problem because I'm not on Discord a lot, right? I'm on Discord for that game, that's it. But every time I'm on, the other guy, the negative guy, is on. So the person, they made a ticket and said, I don't want this guy to be making help anymore. So the developer said, look, you did something wrong. We're going to keep you as a mod, but you're not going to be able to write facts and help or walk through. So the top 5 player was like, dude, you're punishing me when everybody in the chat and the chat version of the Discord server making fun of that dude, you're punishing me, but you're not punishing anybody else. And the dev was like, yeah, but you have a position of authority, which is true. You should be abusing of that, but he didn't abuse of it. He just made a joke. Now, who's wrong? The person who made a joke, or the person that was negative? Now, technically, the person with the more authority had more responsibility. As Ben Parker would say, with great power come great responsibility. I'm not up for bullying. I think it's disgusting. But the joke that he did wasn't bad. He was like, if you're doing a move like that, you have the same logic as this person. And that person, it was to say, hey, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Don't listen to him. So there was consequences, and then the top 5 players said, I think I was wrongfully disciplined. And his view of things is his argument was like, dude, this is Discord. This isn't an official website. This is Discord. It's something for the fan by the fans. This is a place where we can talk about the game. And the game, the dev, they were like, no, bro, you can't do it. So the guy not only left the game, but he took away all of the walkthrough. Now, as I said, this game doesn't need skill. Look, I've been playing for 9 months. I've been on the Discord server for 3 weeks. Just to understand that everything I did that was taking me so much time, it was a way to do things much quicker, but I just didn't follow the guide. Now, I've been in the game for 9 months, so of course, I'm in the top. Right? I spend money. I'm kind of in the top. I'm not the best, but I'm in the top. I'm in the second bracket of tournaments. So there's bronze, silver, gold, platinum, champion. I'm in platinum. And no matter what happened, I have an extensive. The game came up with a new team that costs. Okay, so the game came out with a new team that costs diamond to buy the new team, and turns out that everything that I need diamond for, I bought. So I had a lot of diamonds. I could buy it, but for a new player, you're like, dude, what do I do? Do I choose to buy something? Cards, a team. What do I do? See, so I have a advantage of time put in. But for a new player that doesn't have to walk through the guide, look, I'll be quite honest. I'll be completely honest. I love this game. Okay, this game is idle. I can just put it on. I can click a couple buttons per hour. I'll pay attention to the game 10 minutes of an hour. The reality is that I've been doing 10 months. I've been leaving it on at work. I've been leaving it on at home when I'm sleeping. I have over 1,000 hours here. How much time? Not everybody's gonna put in 1,000 hours for a game they don't know. So it doesn't seem so fair. And in this position, again, who's right? Because the guy he didn't deserve to be bullied. Nobody should get bullied. But the dev knew they had a problem in the server. And the guy he's not mean. He's not gonna insult you. He's just very negative. He's just very negative. He's gonna say like, oh, you're gonna have an update. They'll be like, oh, this is another pay to win pros. And yeah. But perception wise, he had more authority. It's tough. It's a tough situation. All of this to say, this huge detour to say, because of that, my whole day of watching the tower, playing the tower, of reading some facts was destroyed because people were fighting on Discord. That's one day. But still, it sucks. That's pretty much it. So I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.